Well, good morning, everybody. I see a few people in the house right now. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. First off, we have Victoria May, Life Unfiltered. So, if you don't know Victoria, I think there's one person in the house that may not know Victoria. If you don't know Victoria, you should get to know Victoria. She does a Wednesday afternoon, early evening karaoke, and I think you can do like poems, and there's some chat, just some chat too. Go over and check her out. It's 4 p.m. Pacific time. So Victoria's a wonderful friend of mine, and I absolutely adore her. Great lady. Then we have Robert Mack in Asia. And I think you're actually not in Asia right now, if I'm correct. I may be wrong from some of the videos I watched. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Kaylee's in the house. Hello, Kaylee. I'm so happy you are here today. Very happy, always. Modern King, and that is my son. And I love him, and I'm glad he showed up. Actually, he lives in the house with me, and he's my set director. And we're trying to get the darn lights correct. And yes, I am in here with the birds today. They're very quiet, and as long as I stay quiet, Zeba, as long as I stay quiet, we should not have a problem. Oh boy. The RV DJ. Again, if you don't know the RV DJ, Sonia is a wonderful lady with many talents. As a matter of fact, she works like the rest of the world during the week, and then she RV DJs. So you could maybe get an idea of what that means. Go check her out, as a matter of fact. All right. So today is kind of special. Well, let's see, Robert Beck, what he's saying. Yes, you're correct. I'm in Pasadena. I thought you were in California. Since I can't travel to Thailand or Vietnam this time, thank you for sharing. Absolutely. I think that's very interesting. Asia's got some beautiful locations that I would love to see. I'm not going to travel that far. I could just tell you, you can't give me enough liquor or lorazepam to get me on a plane to fly across the ocean, guys. So just leave it at that. No, thank you. Richard and I were on one plane. I've been on one plane, and I'll tell you that little story. So Richard and I were probably newly married. I don't believe Brent existed at the time. So we've been married 37 years, I think. And hello, Alberta Hinksman and Catherine Cook. And we were on the Oregon coast in Newport, Oregon. And we were young. Yes, there was a time. This did not exist. I'm so frustrated, as a matter of fact, looking in that mirror, so to speak. I need 2 inches gone. So anyways, we were at Newport, and they still have tourist flights that go out on the ocean and then come back in with looking at the Yaquina Head Lighthouse. And Yaquina Head Lighthouse is one of my favorite places in the world. As a matter of fact, some of one of my sister's ashes are scattered there, and some of mine will be scattered there someday. So he's coming back towards the shore, towards the lighthouse, and all of a sudden, it feels like his engines stop. Richard and I are smashed together in that little back seat in a 3-seater plane, and he's just like gliding, and then he goes, and he has a book. He's like reading a book. Why would someone be reading a book while they're flying a plane? So he tells me, or because I'm obviously in panic mode, I basically black out, but I know that he says something to the effect that, don't worry, we're within coasting distance of the beach. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink here. He's in coasting distance of the beach. I'm in the back seat of the plane. I'm never getting on another plane. It is not happening. So, yeah, I know I'm not meant for planes. I am not meant for planes. I'm terrified. Let's see who else we got here. We have Alberta. Say hello to Alberta. Great friend of the channel. Catherine Cook again. Adventures with Raven and Rolly. I interviewed her, Raven, I believe it was last week, Raven. I think you were my last one. So thank you so much for coming. And oh, please, if you do not know Raven and Rolly, please go to her channel. She's a wonderful woman in her late 70s. Raven, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I believe you're 77 and you're just getting ready to start out in the near future traveling with your little dog. Now, that is a brave lady. That is a brave lady. That's someone that matters, you know, really hits my heart because it just does. Roy and Becky, thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. And you guys have, so you had Richard and I, but Richard was really chuckling today with your show. And if you don't know Roy and Becky's travels, please, they're on Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time to 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, and they are fabulous. Robert Mack, the first flight, 15 and a half hours, and switch planes for another 3.5. Okay, Robert, you must really like, no, okay, so you must really like it is all I can say. And there's Scott Jacobs in appreciation. And I'm going to be uploading a video about the little birds today. I do have mom and dad. So mom and dad are behind me and 6 little tiny chicks are in that wooden box right there. Wherever, you know, that wooden box. And they're very quiet right now. Van City Adventures, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. And then we have, let me see, Maggie 2263. Thank you, Maggie, for coming. Glad you're here. We also have Naj Raqui. I so hope I say your last name right, Naj. You should have heard somebody called me in the other day, and you know my name is Lucretia, obviously, and it's just pronounced Lucretia. And gosh, you should have heard they twisted their tongue. I mean, they literally were doing backflips with their tongue. All right, so Deb's Way. Thank you for coming, Deb. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, another one. So if you don't know Deb's Way, go check Deb out. A lot of good stuff on her channel, and I really recommend checking her out. All right, so I'm going to put a little, let me see how I'm going to do this. All right, so as you know, I have a special guest. I'm going to see if I can pull that up here. I have a special guest. I'm going to share the screen. First special guest, I'm going to do something here if I can. Uh-oh, nope. That's really not what I intended on doing. StreamYard, where'd you go? I'm gonna stop that. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I believe their name is gonna be covered up. Just one moment. Let me get the banner there. And if you could remember, I always forget to say this, and it hurts me. If you have a community tab or you have Facebook or whatever, if you would not mind sharing out this stream, I would greatly appreciate it. Bring some people in. All right, I'm going to bring up my special guest. Share the screen. Let's see, where's it at? I'm looking here now. Window, maybe it's in a window. Cancel that. All right, let me try this again. Share the screen. window. I don't know why I can't get this. I'm not finding. Oh, all I have to do is add. So I'm so anxious about this because I want it to go good. Okay, so special guest, your name is not showing, I do not believe. So thank you for coming. First of all, I'm glad you're here. And what provoked you to accept my invitation? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
I can hear you, Lucretia. Can you hear me?
Let's see if I have anything muted. I don't believe I have anything muted.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's because I have, for God's sakes, I have my headphones sitting right beside me, but I chose not to use them. All right, guest. So what provoked you to accept my invitation? Because look at me. I'm obviously all thumbs today. Hello?
Can you hear me, Lucretia?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clear. I have a fan on. If it's interfering, I'll turn it off.
Nope, not at all. So what provoked you to accept my invitation to come on today?
It had to happen sooner or later. And so
Here we are.
I wrote being fear, but here it is. I'm in the pool. I got to start swimming.
You're swimming, my friend. So we are going to take guesses at who this guest is. And the first person to get it right is going to get a $5 gift card from Amazon. And so go about trying to guess. And we'll see. So let's just sit here and chat. What's happening in your neck of the woods?
In mine?
Yes.
It's extremely warm outside. It's in the 90s or low 90s, I think. And it's 85 here in the house. Hence the fan. Mm-hmm. We're melting. We are melting.
Winner chicken dinner. We've got a winner, and it is Alberta Hinksman.
Hey, Alberta.
Yes, it is Kele. Kele is our special guest today, and this is the first time she's appeared on a live stream. Am I correct?
Yeah, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
I'm such a chicken that I had to front out Luna for me.
Oh, you know what? You're not the only person. There are people who do use an avatar or like what you're doing with Luna. Let me just remind, let's see, Alberta is the winner. So Alberta, I'm going to put my address down here, hon. If you would not mind sending me an email to burninguptheroads@gmail.com and just say up in the headline thingy, winner. And I will get you that gift card. Okay, so let's see what everybody's saying. Ninth Element is here. Thank you so much, Ninth Element. I appreciate you coming. RV Ashes in April. Hello, Margie. So glad you're here. I got to meet Margie. Margie and Jeff, her husband as well. Let's see. Doesn't sound like Gail. No, it's Kele. And she has been a supporter of my channel from the very get-go, pretty much. Don't you think, Kele?
I might have come in a few months after you started, a couple of months.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you might have been going at least a month before I came in and saw you.
Good. Well, you know, I just always know the channel has, I always see you, and you have been someone that has supported us tremendously, and we're so appreciative of that, Kele. You're extremely connected to the people in the YouTube area that we all travel. Many of us travel, I should say. And Scott is saying, hey, Kaylee. And TGIF, saying hi to Daryl. Here we go. We've got 30 to wake up. Hello, Kevin. Thank you so much for stopping in. And we have Catherine Cook down here. Yes, Daryl, she is everywhere. Kaylee is everywhere. I believe she's a clone. A friend and I were talking about something along the lines of aliens last night, texting back and forth. And I think she's a clone because I see her everywhere. Let's see. Catherine. We've got Catherine. So nice to hear your voice. Yes. And Kaylee has one. I love. So do I sound like I have a dialect of any sort?
To me, only when you say Washington.
Washington. I know it. It should have been spelled Washington. It just comes out of my mouth naturally. I've tried to grow up. I can't. So there's things I can fight. So here in Eugene, here in Oregon, you no longer have to wear a mask if you're fully vaccinated. Here, we are all fully vaccinated. And so I went into a store with my son, and it did say they would like us to wear masks. I would like to not wear a mask. I'm done. And so I didn't wear a mask, and nobody said anything, but if they had, I would have definitely put my mask on. And my poor son, who's a grown man, was embarrassed because you're shocked. Basically you're shocked that I chose not to wear that mask. I'm done with it. So anyways, there was a segue there, Kaylee, and it just flicked right through my head. I'm going to put up a different banner here. So here was one of the headline. Let me get rid of that and put this up. And there's your name. So the banner was, here it is. Special guests, and why are they here? So what Kaylee and I have chatted about is, yes, please, is Kaylee is going to, if she ends up liking this, okay, work with me as a Kaylee, what the heck is it called?
Co-host.
Co-host. Oh, there we go. Lord God, please help me. Co-host. And so if it turns out that she likes it and it works well, when she would like to, I'd love to have her co-host. And I think that she brings here we go.
Well, it was so embarrassing to be in the store with her with no mask. And I literally heard people say, someone call the cops.
Really?
Yes. Those two ladies that were standing when you walked out and they were staring at you.
Oh, well.
And I bet they were on TikTok trying to do a Karen video.
No, I wouldn't.
And I was like, oh my God, you take one basket, I'll take the other.
Yes, he was with another basket. So anyways.
But yeah, co-star.
Kaylee says hi. Britt says co-star, absolutely. And I think Kevin thinks it's a good idea. So we'll see how you like it at the end of the day here. Co-conspirator.
Co-conspirator. Oh my goodness. Partner in crime.
Partner in crime, me and Kaylee. So what I was thinking about today was talking about things that are going on in our areas. I know that many people are out camping now that, that were held back because of COVID-19 and the restrictions that were necessary. So now things, at least in Oregon, I'll tell you in Oregon, this is what it says. So just so you know, if you come to Oregon, all right, you can resume activities without wearing masks or physically distancing except where required by federal, state, local, tribal, or territorial laws, rules, and regulations, including local businesses and workplace. So I guess I was probably a butt, but I didn't do it to be a butt, not have a mask on. So we can resume domestic trial and refrain from So in Oregon, they're deferring. I think it's important to understand this so that if you travel through Oregon, they're deferring to the federal government's decisions on this. So, which is nice that it's now kind of being changed so that it can be, people can do things. All right. So what does that mean in your state, Kaylee? Do you happen to know? And what state are you in? Do you mind sharing, or at least the region?
I'm in Jersey.
You're in Jersey.
I think, well, the RVDJ, Sonia would be able to tell you much more about what's going on in Jersey, because I don't get out a whole heck of a lot. What I remember from a long time ago, some of the festivals, we used to have the Cranberry Festival, lots of cranberries on here, things like that. I thought many moons ago, there used to be the Renaissance Fair. Gosh, I don't know, because I just don't get out all that much. I know that there's a lot of summer concerts, and there's a whole lot more going on along the shore than mid-state. Lots of history here in Jersey. You can see that on Sonia's channel. She takes us to a lot of different places, where George Washington crossed the Delaware, and the history there.
Right.
But I think for Jersey in the summer, it's more about the shore than anything else.
Oh, I can imagine. How far, like where you're at, are you like a couple hours, or trying to think of New Jersey isn't that big of a state, is it?
It's long rather than wide, but I'm on the extreme west side, so to get to the shore on the east side, it's a couple of hours for sure. Yeah, it's now you think, being a coastal state, I don't know why this popped into my head, that I could get good fish somewhere, and you can at the shore, like Sonia told me one time, the docks, but the thing is, I don't have a freezer. Otherwise, I would go to the docks and I would bring back a cooler full of fish and fill up a freezer. But that's not a thing for me until I get a freezer. So, yeah, but there's a lot going on at the shore all the time in the summer, spring, summer, fall. People can't wait to get there, and then they want the season to end. Extend for a long time.
Sure.
But I remember when I was a kid walking the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Have pictures of that with my family. So, and that's when we didn't even live in New Jersey. We lived in New York and came to visit relatives. So most of my time in New Jersey, I worked so long and so hard that they really didn't get a chance to do a whole heck of a lot.
So we have a question here. Let's see. Where's that darn question at? I think it was Kevin, actually. Wanted to know if that was really a cat. Somebody. Was that picture really,
Yes, Luna's a cat. Luna's a 6-year-old tuxedo, black and white tuxedo cat, and she's a cat. She's not an alien.
And if she wants fish, she's definitely a cat. Well, so you're saying you don't get great fish in Jersey?
No, you can. It's just the shore. Regular stores, I can't trust it. I'm sure lots of people just go to the store and buy fish and sell fish and cook it. I've had such luck. Too many times when, it seems like I'd buy it. It seems like it would be just turning. I don't even buy it anymore. If I still had my Costco membership, I would buy fish from them. I was never disappointed with them. That's not like going to a fish market. I'm sure there's the fish markets in Philly, but I don't go to the cities anymore.
Oh, well, real quick here. Apparently Vicky's sick, and I guess Vicky, I'm gonna have to give you a call later on because I didn't know, and I'm sorry. But prayers for you, Vicky. She's a wonderful lady. We love Vicky. Victoria has a fabulous woman who supports all. I mean, again, she's like needs to be cloned because she's in so many places at one time. And so if you don't know her channel, Victoria May Life Unfiltered, please go check her out. So, and I'll give you a call later on, Victoria. I'm sorry that I didn't know that. So I've missed things apparently. And there's Kevin. I'm assuming that Kaylee is actually a cat. I think she's an awfully smart cat. Roy and Becky, Get Well Victoria, Shanna Kraft. Okay, Vicky. So what I did is I went through and I looked at what's going on in Oregon because, Richard, you're going to have to turn that down, honey. So I went through and looked to see what was going on this spring, this summer, because we're going into summer now. And Oregon is a very active state. You consider we have the beautiful ocean on one side of us and the beautiful mountains on the other side. And it really is a destination state for many people. Probably 3 more down, Richard. And so anyways, yes, thank you. And so what I did is I went through and I found some things that I thought might be of interest to people because I didn't know. So let me start with state parks in Oregon. All right, I want to make sure you can see it. Okay, so, oops, sorry about that, Kele.
Okay. Luna's not mad.
So this is, so there's like 100 state parks here. Like, I haven't even known many of these, most of them. So I went, well, let's see, one of them is actually kind of cool. Oh, darn it, I lost it. So one of the things I wanted to cover was what's temporarily closed, because those are sometimes the things people are going to look for, and I wouldn't like to go someplace and have it turn out to be closed. And I'll put everything, the links that I use, I'll put them in the description. So Bradley State Scenic Viewpoint is closed due to funding right now. This is a big one, Driftwood Beach State Recreation Site, and that is in Florence, Oregon. And there's a big motel called Driftwood Shores that is very much a destination place. And apparently the parking lot is closed for 8 to 12 months for a wave energy research project led by Oregon State University. That is in Corvallis, Oregon State's in Corvallis. So I'm an U of O alumni, so they are my enemy, but they do great work. A Fort Rock Cave, so canceled due to COVID-19. Trails are open, natural area, but the cave tours are closed. So many years ago, I went with my sister and my niece. I would say she was in her mid-teens, my niece, and she's now about 50. So that's how long ago it was. And I went with one of my older sisters to Central Oregon, which is where Fort Rock is, to go hunt down our husbands who were over there hunting or fishing, something along those lines, and it's Central Oregon. And it's, by the way, it looks like the moon. It is all rock. It's very barren, and it's not my fun place. And so we went over there to surprise them. And on the way, we were going to stop at Fort Rock and go in the cave. Well, my sister and my niece they went in the cave. I started in behind them. And the moment those walls closed around me, I was out of there. I do not spelunk. I'm not a spelunker. I do not go into caves. And so I didn't know it at the time, by the way. I was willing to try, but I turned around and I was out of there. Was terrified beyond description. And I went and waited in the car. And when we were leaving, when we headed out of there, I had my sister's very nice, expensive Minolta camera. And there was, I think it was a fox. There was something behind the car about, I would say, 60 feet. And we wanted a picture of it, but it was a wild animal. But, or excuse me, I didn't have the camera. The camera was in the trunk. And so I was the only one who said, I'll go get the camera out of the trunk. So I go get the camera out of the trunk, and here I am, I'm taking pictures, and everybody's happy. My sister's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're out there. Be careful. And I get back in the car, and we discover something. Kaylee, can you imagine what I discovered about the camera? Possibly.
About the camera itself?
Well, what do you think might have been wrong?
It could shock you being in the water?
No, there was no film in it.
Oh, my guess was going to be the lens cover was on.
Yeah, no, there was no film in it. And, you know, that sucked because I put my life on the line. So, yeah, we went and hunted them down, and I discovered that I don't do caves. So Shepherd's Dell Natural Area, which is leading to the falls. I'm not sure where that's at. And then Unity Forest State Scenic Corridor. And that's, Whale Watching Center. I believe this would be the one up in Newport, which is a beautiful area, but it looks like they're probably not having the guided tours, which they love to do during whale watching season. Excuse me. All right, so that was one resource there, and I just clicked out of it. But I'll put it in the link. It has a lot more information than what I showed you. And then right here, let's see what this is going to turn out to be. Another resource for us. Okay, zoos. Where'd it go? Zoos, Oregon zoos. Make sure it's there. I'm going to close that and close that. All right, Kaylee, can you see it?
Looks like a seal.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was coming through on StreamYard. So the best zoos in Oregon. Otter, okay.
A little
otter,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is telling us about the best zoos in Oregon. And I think I'm going to bring the size down just a hair. Okay, so this would be the Oregon Zoo in Portland. Used to be called the Portland Zoo. It's a fantastic zoo. I believe Brent went there when he was a young boy and spent the night with I think it was his Boy Scout troop. I could be wrong on that, but I'm certain he went and spent a night up there. They do that with kids. They bring them in with whatever group. It might have been a group from school. Who knows? And then they spend the night, and they have a next day at the zoo. They have fun spending the night there. Great Cats World Park. Now, this is a place I will go to, and this is Redwood Highway and Cave Junction. So that is way down in Southern Oregon, like right by California. $15 for adults. So this has got a big cats, and I think that definitely will be on my agenda for this summer, late summer. And then we have West Coast Game Park. I have been there, and it is in Bandon. Richard and I went there when we were, I don't think we were married, maybe when we were married, but we're talking long ago, or 30 some years ago. And so they're this petting zoo. And by the way, there was a lion and a dog living in the same cage. Have you ever seen anything like that, Kaylee? Can you imagine? I was scared to death, but they're best friends.
I have in the Cincinnati Zoo. There's a cheetah who was raised with the dog. The cheetah didn't do too well with the other cheetahs. And she was orphaned. So they brought in a dog, and they became very good friends. And from what I understand about big cats is, as they get older, you might want to not have the dog in there all the time, because it's a risk. It is a risk. When they're young, it's fine, but when they get older, they're so powerful.
Yes. Well, the Cincinnati Zoo, I believe, Richard and I watched 3 zoo shows. So if we're not watching YouTube, or we're not watching Sammy the Bull Gravano do his YouTube thing, which is amazingly interesting, I'm sorry to say, we're watching zoo shows. We love animals. And Cincinnati Zoo, and you just said it, I remember the cheetahs and the dogs. It's a white dog, isn't it?
I haven't watched recently, I'm sad to say. I used to watch every episode of what they have is they call it Home Safari. Because of COVID, people couldn't go to the zoo, so they started Home Safari.
Uh-huh.
And so I was watching every episode, and it was a scraggly dog from a shelter, wiry hair. I can't remember what breed the dog most looked like. Mm-hmm. And I'm even drawing a blank on the names. I'm so embarrassed. I loved it. But yeah, they do a crazy wonderful job featuring all the animals.
Yeah.
But
that zoo is fabulous. It's I think it's Secret Life of the Zoo, and there's also one for the one of the boroughs of New York. It is it's the zoo in
the Bronx.
The Bronx Zoo. Yes, I love that show about the Bronx Zoo. We do watch every show, and sometimes we rewatch them because we don't always remember the story. You know what animal I have fallen in love with? What is that one? Go ahead. What do you think?
At Cincinnati Zoo, there's Fiona the hippo. There's just so many.
Oh, I love them. But as a group, Richard, what are those ones that stick their heads up? They're on their hind legs and they're looking up all the time, like this.
The meerkats.
Meerkat Manor. Yep, I love them. Love meerkats. Okay, so this is this is another place to be seen on the Oregon coast in Bandon. Has even a Bengal tigers, and they're doing a breeding program with snow leopards. And then we have Cascades Raptor Center, which is right here in Eugene in the South Hills. We've actually hooked them up a couple times with birds over the years. And so they will come out, and we took one there, and it was right after we'd had a big giant windstorm, and they had damage to their facility, but they still had us bring the bird in. So that is a cool place to go check out. So Sea Lion Caves, but do take a nose plug. A warning. It is a massive, when it is sea lion time to be there, it's a massive gathering of sea lions, and it stinks bad. So I've been down there twice in my life. I don't really need to go a third time. I know what they do, where they're at. Richard was going to go down when we were there about 6 months ago, but there was no seals or sea lions, excuse me. There was no sea lions down there. So why pay the money? Because it does cost, and it was opened up in 1880. That got me when I looked at that. 18, and it is right on a cliff. It's built into the cliff. I would be stunned if that place ever had a major storm that hurt it. It's not. It's $14 for an adult, and 4 and under are free. So excuse me, and 13 for seniors. 60. Me and Richard are 60 I'm not 60 till October. All right, then there's the Oregon Coast Aquarium, which is in Newport, my favorite town in the world. I could live there. This is a sweet town on the Oregon coast, and it is a beautiful. We actually haven't even been to this aquarium yet. We may have taken Brent when he was little. Actually, I believe we did take Brent when he was little, because we try to do everything with Brent when he was a little guy. But see the water coming over the top of that, that scares me. And this is $20. So 2 and under shoes for 3 years old and to 12 is $15. I think that is a little high. So $23 basically for Richard and I. So yeah, if you're 64 and up, you can get in for 20 bucks. All right. So, and then the wildlife safari, of course, in Winston, Oregon, which is down in Van Life with Gina Payne's neck of the world. We have been through there. Brent was about 3 and we were driving through and he's in the back seat and we let him stand, you know, we were driving real slow and it's a drive-through area. And he didn't like it. He did not take his attention. It was really weird. Richard and I could not believe we're taking our kid to the wildlife safari and nothing caught his attention. Have you ever been to any kind of thing like a safari where you, where you drive through, Kele?
I haven't. No. I thought there was one in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I thought there was one in Jersey that was connected to a zoo. And they would urge people to keep their windows closed. And for heaven's sake, don't have food in the car. Don't throw food out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And people would get upset when the chimpanzees would jump on their car and scratch the paint. Well, I mean, come on, what do you expect? You're supposed to keep the windows closed.
Right. Especially with chimpanzees.
Yeah, they're very strong. People don't realize the power of wild animals. We love them. We think they're cute or beautiful, but they're wild animals.
Yes, they are wild animals. Let's see, get back to there.
And when you said the sea lion cave smelled really bad,
yes,
there are every animal has its smell, and I was surprised when I learned that the big cats smell really bad. Well, they're meat eaters. They're going to smell bad. So
yeah. That's true. They don't brush their teeth.
Well, their fur. If you were to pet, well, don't do that. But
No.
if you had the opportunity, or you've listened to zookeepers describe when they touch the animals, usually during vet care, not just walking in there and petting an animal, they try to describe everything, including what people wouldn't really realize about them being at a distance, and the smells apparently are outrageous.
Wow. Do you ever watch the Lion Whisperer, Kevin Richardson?
No, but I'm going to be looking that one up.
Oh my gosh. This man, I can't go into it because I'll just go into it. He's like the luckiest person on earth, in my opinion, is all I can say. He's the luckiest person on earth. He gets to cavorting with these beautiful tigers. And they were raised basically by him. Lions. The Lion Whisperer, not the Tiger Whisperer, the Lion Whisperer. Richard just had to, his name's Kevin Richardson. He's in Africa, and he, to me, is like the luckiest person in the world. The job he has, what he's been able to accomplish in his life, will be imprinted forever. It just will be imprinted forever. But his name is Kevin Richardson, the Lion Whisperer, and he's got a fantastic YouTube channel. So here we're showing the Coast Aquarium up in Seaside, which is on our northernmost coast, and one of the towns that people really love to flock to. They have a nice boardwalk area there right on the beach where there's hotels, and it is a very fun place to go to. I've been there a few times in my life, and it is fun. And then we have the Rusk Ranch Nature Center, and that is down south on Redwood Highway in Cave Junction as well. And I think that's it for some of the attractions, at least the zoo attractions here in Oregon. We have a variety of things, and it's just a beautiful state. We have something for everybody. Let me jump over here and say hello to a few people. Hello, Doreen. So happy you're here. Robin Jan Can Van. Let me say that with my eyes closed. Robin Jan Can Van. Love your channel and my backyard science. Thank you. It's been a while. I'm glad you're here. Let's see if I've missed anybody else. I think that's everybody that I have, that I know is here. So again, I'm going to put a banner up here for a minute or two that I got this. I basically have copied this. It's copied material from, why is it not working? Oh, there it is. It says, if you see someone here you don't know, note who they are, and after this stream, go over and check them out. Check out a few videos, ring the bell, become a friend, say Lucretia sent, or Butter, B-U-T-R. Butter sent you. And that way they know that, we're paying attention to their channel. But I got that from, here goes my brain fart again. Kele, do you happen to remember who does that saying?
Say it again.
This whole thing, if you see someone here you don't know, note who they are, and after the stream, go check them out. I know someone in here's got to know his name. He's a fairly good-sized channel.
Aaron Jemison.
Aaron Jemison. Yep, Aaron Jemison. A lot of great stuff out of his channel. If somebody would drop his link, that would be great. Thank you, Doreen. Yep, you got the first name. And Gina, yes, but I could tell you, we all got that from Aaron Jemison. I mean, she may have got it from somewhere else, but we came about the same time in here, and yeah, it was. Aaron is very well known for that saying. All right, so let's see what else I've got going on here. Does anybody have any questions for Kele? I know who you mean. He has some, yes, he does. He's very much a how-to guy. Aaron Jemison, Jemison, is definitely the how-to guy, and he knows it all. If there's something I need to know, or I want to find out about, he's got that information. And there's some other people, but he's the one who always comes to my mind first. He scares me. He's a pretty strong guy, but he's not scary, really. I'd probably scare him. Let's see.
He's got a very strong presence. He's very he's very grounded. When you talk to him, you don't think he's flighty or anything. He definitely definitely confident.
Yep, not a flighty person.
Robin Jan Canvan. Her name is Luna. Her name is Luna.
Oh.
Robin Jan asked, "What's my cat's name?"
Okay.
That's Luna. That's my baby.
Oh, I see now.
I rescued her from Florida, and it was a horrible situation. And she was starving to death, and she had worms and whatever. I brought her to the vet, and so $500 later, she was fully taken care of, and just had to heal and mature and gain weight. And so I bought her a seat on a plane, and she wasn't even allowed to sit in it. And I flew her up to New Jersey, and I had to go back down. I was trying to handle my mother's estate, and my neighbor looked after her. Now, at the time, I was trying to think of names for her, and Marie was going to be her name. So I come back 2 months later, and her name is Luna. All right, then.
Oh, my gosh.
But as long as she's healthy, yeah, she really flourished under the neighbor's care, because they had 2 young kids, and so she got plenty of attention and play and handling. So I didn't want to leave her for that long, but it was not safe for her to stay in Florida with me at the time. The way the situation was.
Mhm.
So that's
So
the best I could do for her.
she's lucky to have, I know that she's lucky to have you as a mom. You love your cat like we love our animals, like they're our kids. They're just
Oh, yeah.
like our kids.
Absolutely.
Alberta Hinksman says Stella needs a second surgery thanks to speargrass seeds getting under her skin. I really don't know what that is. Have you ever heard of speargrass?
I haven't.
Yeah, I
but
haven't either.
That means nothing. There are so many different types of grasses.
Victoria says my electric trike front end is breaking, so my bike videos will not be happening anymore. Oh, Victoria, I'm so sorry, honey. Well, maybe you could get that fixed. I don't know how much that would cost, but I know that's a big deal for you. That trike is a big deal for you. So hopefully you could get it fixed. And then we have Dyson's Crazy Adventure. Thank you for coming. I'm very happy you're here.
Backroads Nomad is in the house.
Oh, there we go. There's Backroads Nomad. Hello, Backroads Nomad. How you doing, Backroads? Glad you're stopping by. I was wondering about you the other day. Maybe I just have not gotten the notifications for. There's actually a lot of people. I don't get notifications. It feels like for a lot of the people and people that I watch. I don't always even get Roy and Becky's, and I watch them almost every day, at least 3 or 4 times a week. So Alberta, she has a baseball-sized lump on her throat. Thanks to it. Just saying, be careful, as it's not nice stuff. And can you tell us again what it's called? I'm going to look that. We don't have any cats presently, but we do. It's some kind of grass seed. So I guess you just never know when something is going to pop up and be harmful to an animal. My little sister, on the other hand, she's a crazy cat lady, but she was a cat rescuer. She lived in the country, and guess what people did? They would drop cats off basically almost at her front door, in her field. Baby kittens were born in her field, and they saved their lives. And so she, has a lot of cats now. She's down to about 5 or 6, but she had at one time, I think, 13. And it's her fault for not being on this show if I'm wrong, for not coming today. If I gave out wrong information about my little sister's amount of cats, it's her own fault. But no, she loves cats, loves her kitties.
Is that Priscilla? Is that Priscilla
yes,
with all the
Priscilla.
cats?
What's that, dear?
I was just wondering if it was her with all the cats. I have a friend with 13 or 14 cats.
Yep, Priscilla has a ton of cats.
I used to do trap, neuter, return. That was expensive.
What was that? You trap
Trap,
them?
neuter, return. TNR.
Oh, yes.
If you there's colonies and neighborhoods or whatever, I have a heart traps, and I would trap them and have them spayed or neutered, tested for communicable diseases, vaccinated, and then the ones that could be homed were homed. The ones that couldn't were released back to the they came from. People get upset about cat colonies, but I always try to tell them they might want to cooperate with a trap, neuter, return program. That way the population of the cats is brought down. But if you just remove all those cats, you're going to find out why they were there in the first place. And I'm talking about mice and rats.
Yeah,
they're eating something. So what would you rather have?
Yes. Well, at her house where she lives in about 5 miles, almost as a crow flies from me west, and she lives in a much more rural area than we are. And there are fields all around them, and so they mowed when this is I think their second or third summer there. when they mow with the, the big giant mowers have to go mow all this grass. Guess what? You're right. The mice they have a mice problem now, even with as many mice or cats as they have.
And it's hard to, very hard to manage a rodent population. You can't poison them because then you're poisoning people's cats and dogs. Because they will catch, they will eat them, and that'll happen like Campervan Kevin's Tucker. That's probably what happened there. Tucker, mighty lucky dog. It's hard, and they can die in waterways. It's very hard to control that kind of thing. So, and I'm not saying, go, get a bunch of cats and throw them in a field and hope it controls the population. That's not how you do it. But there's balance. There's balance in nature. When it's off kilter, we all suffer. So it has to be looked at and thought about and dealt with. Pros and cons have to be discussed for every single idea there is to try and eradicate pests.
Yeah, I'm someone who snakes and mice. I'm irrationally blackout afraid of snakes. Okay, I mean, it isn't rational, and I don't know why it's as severe it is, but it's pretty severe. I mean, it's keeping me from going out in the backyard much. And I used to, obviously, when I grew up here, I laid in the sun all the time. A ton of burns, but I'm really afraid of snakes. I mean, I'm afraid of mice, not in the irrational, hysterical way that I am of snakes, where I literally could black out in fear. So it looks like Karen at Prairie Life has I saw something about a drone, and we had 2 drones, but they went back to Walmart. We're not going to do the drone thing until we have the money to buy a really good drone, because the inexpensive ones for us, at least did not work out well. They were around the $300-400 range, and no, it just didn't work out. But eventually, we'd love to have a drone. Okay, and I was going to mention also. Let's see. I'm weird, like spiders, snakes, and bats. I'm afraid of birds and butterflies. And I got a little bird cage, a little bird right here. Her name is Amma, a little tiny bird. She's so sweet. And she was just sitting here watching me. She's adorable. Let's see. Haley, it's a good one. If it's set up right, back roads. I know back roads. There's so many weird things with YouTube and the decisions, then the power that they have. It's actually scary. It's frightening. So if you're I have to do something here. I do have to do something before I end the stream today. So I do have channel membership. And it's somewhere here. You can, if you decide you want to become a channel member and support the channel. I've got a light right over my computer screen right here, and I'm having a hard time. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to do a little something for my channel members to give them a nice shout out, hopefully. Here goes. Okay, so I have some wonderful channel support, and I'm it just warms my heart. Somebody was asking a question. Oh, here we go. Ninth element. Lucretia, if you ever need help with the babies, I've done hand raising for years. All right, I will keep that in mind. Brent is there. Brent is the dad, and he really is getting educated about it. But if we need any additional information, definitely, it's nice to know there's someone out there who can, we can talk to. It's it's a big responsibility. There's 6 babies in there. There's 6 little babies in there. Okay, so what I was going to say is the emojis. I've got a request of another channel to help me figure this out. I have emojis, but I uploaded them. They were accepted by, whatever technology manages that inside my YouTube. And yet when my channel members go to use it, it does not come up. Words come up. Like one of them is I have named Traveler. It's a little card. And that just, the word comes up. The little card is not. And it's really frustrating to me because I have done everything I can figure out to do. So I need someone with more knowledge. If you know how to do that, if you could send me an email or just say I can help. I don't know how, and I do have a message into another channel, but they're a busy channel. I mean, I understand that. So we will, because I really want to get that taken care of because they're cute. Victor May, they was guessing allergies, yet we have given some of the meds given us and the antibiotics, nothing worked. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know that this is your dog, I believe, because there was problems with him about a month ago or 6 weeks, I think. Love the green. Thank you. Thank you, Marshall. I appreciate it.
Lucretia?
Yes, ma'am.
It was Alberta Hinksman who has the experience with the birds.
Okay. Alberta is bird.
Yeah, she says if you ever need help with the babies, I've done hand raising for years. So that's a cool offer because that's a lot of babies, a lot of baby birds.
A lot of baby birds. Brent thinks he's looking. Go ahead.
I hate to give you another tech problem, but I don't know what they're called when you flip up on the screen the comments. It's out of focus.
So let me pull up. So right now, where you look and you see Melonomadic Adventures, Loving the Green. Is that out of focus?
Yes, the words are out of focus. I can read them, but they're out of focus. I don't know how.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know how you YouTubers do it. There's so much to know and so much to keep track of. And in a live stream, so much to keep track of all at one time. I don't know how you do it. All that technology and the right equipment. I don't know.
I'm not sure. So I don't know what would make that. Like, I'm going to pull. Is anybody else seeing these comments out of focus? So it's good for camping therapy. Doreen's saying it's good there. Melonomadic saying it's clear there.
That could just be me. I can't say I have the best internet connection, so that could be the thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Well, it's good to know that because I am okay. So there was a movie one time, The Last Something. I'm the last YouTuber, by the way. I'm the last person anybody who knows me would have thought was going to try and do a YouTube channel. So
Melonomadic fixed me.
Huh?
Melonomadic fixed me.
He fixed you.
Yeah. If you see the gear icon, select a higher resolution. I did, and suddenly, ta-da! It's like getting prescription eyewear. Thank you.
Cool. So that's a little lesson for me too. If somebody ever says that, I'll suggest they check their higher resolution on their gear.
Yeah, if you hover your cursor over the live stream screen, all along the bottom, there's going to be a little gear icon or whatever you call those. And he was certainly right. Thank you so much.
Cool. And I'll send you so if you have a way to tell me, I'll send you my phone number, Marshall. It doesn't matter to me. I trust you completely. Or if you just have some directions you can send me, I'd love that. Because they're cute. I found some cute stuff. And so that would be really nice. But I've got your name down, and Alberta says, I need to learn how to edit so I can do my videos better. You know what? It's really just trial and it's been trial and error for me. And I've had the time sit there and look up something on YouTube to get directions. And I need to watch kind of person. Although I can do step-by-step directions. But if there's anything left to the imagination, it does not work for me. I got to have someone tell me how to do it, and it's better if I can also see it. All right, so we'll see if there was anything else I was going to share. Oh, here's something that people might like if they're coming to our area, because this is fun for kids, you know, and we always want our kids to have a good time, at least, you know, try to. This right here is in Florence, Oregon, right down the street from me, about 60 miles. It is a sand master park. And I see he's got some kind of board right there. And the sand dunes where they're talking about is just massive sand dunes. So if you know somebody who likes, 60 miles of sand dunes, Richard said too. So massive park and lots of things to do. And right in that area, you can also do dune buggy rides. We did a dune buggy ride one time. OMG. Scared the crap out of me. I mean, sorry for the bad word, but it really scared me. And but it was fun at the same time. Do you like that, Kaylee, by any chance? I'm not a fan of it overly.
Oh, heck no. No, anything that has me flying through the air, maybe not.
All right. Well, we're out of time for today. How did you like it, Kaylee?
I'm fine with it. I'm a little bit nervous still, but I really thought it was going to be a lot more terrifying. I don't know what the heck I was so afraid of. I guess once you take that leap, I thought I wasn't going to be able to talk is the thing. I thought I was just going to freeze up, not be able to say a word.
Well, you know what? It's new. It was when I started doing this a little over a year ago. The reason I was able to do it was Box Van D, because in my wildest imagination, I had no idea. Thank you, Roy and Becky's Travels. Appreciate that very much. We were terrified. Richard wasn't probably so much. I mean, he was there in the first first few, but I dumped my camera upside down. I threw it like a football. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess. But I just kept plugging because Dee did that. Dee just kept plugging along. And so she has been an inspiration to me personally, that she didn't want to do it either, you know, and we were, she was on with Blue Wave Odyssey and on his channel, and she was just like, no, I don't think it's for me. Well, within a week, Dee was up on a live stream and has been live streaming ever since. And I thought, OMG, if Dee can do it, I can do it, you know, and be scared is meaning what I'm saying is that if she could do it and be afraid and still get through it. And by the way, she didn't die and no lightning was, you know, spiked on her. Then the same thing. And we did it. And here we are, you know, a year and a few months later, and American Wanderer, JD, we have a friend here in town that we know. We don't really have, he's not really a friend anymore, but he's got a similar name, and I always have to remember, was it JD? This is JT. American Wanderer also has an excellent channel. Please go check him out. And anybody that you've seen here today, Outdoor Adventure with Ron, well, hello. Thank you for coming. Well, that's Alberta. Thank you, Alberta, for coming. And Outdoor Adventures with Ron, I keep trying to click you on. There we go, right on you. Yes, sir. Kele is on with me. I think she's going to be doing some co-conspirator stuff with me. We're going to be co-conspirators.
Yeah, Luna's picture will be a little thing down in the corner, and when you guys have stuff to say in the chat, if Lucretia misses it, I'll just speak up and say so and so asked or so and so said. So that's the way I can help. And people say, well, about non-content creators, what do we get out of this? I'll tell you what we get. It's a sense of community. I don't have an RV that I use. I have a tow behind that I have parked on my mother's property because while I'm dealing with the estate, I can't inhabit her house for some pretty reasons. But anyway, and I have a lot of camping experience from when I was younger. I love the skills, the outdoor skills. I just love that. And I've traveled a lot. So I'm not an RVer, but what I get out of being part of the community is that sense of community, and anything I can do to support or help or just be there for somebody who's having a hard time, then it makes my life worthwhile. A lot of you know that I've been mostly a shut-in for a long time due to an unpleasant occurrence years ago. And you guys are bringing me back into the world. And I thank you from the very, very, very bottom of my heart.
Well, Kele, we love you in this community. And I think I'm going to speak for the community because I think I'm going to say exactly what they would say. Everybody is so appreciative of you and what you do because you are a clone. You're in everybody's live streams, sometimes from early in the morning, because I know you're on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, and I forget, and I send you a text message at midnight my time, and you respond, or at 9:30. I think I contacted you last night at about 8 o'clock my time, or 7, and asked you if you wanted to do this, and here you are. So
there's 24 hours in a day, and there's not one of them that's not available to you, Lucretia. So thank you.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. All right, so one bit of information, and this is, I've got newsletter coming out that I'm putting the finishing touch on this afternoon for my our channel members, and that's coming out today. But I'll just share this one bit of information for everybody. My surgery is scheduled for the 25th of this month. My first surgery. I have to have 2 back surgeries. The first one is the 25th, and I don't know when the next one will be, but it will be about 8 to 12 weeks after that. He wants me to recover a little bit before he goes back in and does the other one. So I will be, and Richard, in the meantime, has to quit smoking or he's not going to get a surgery. And Richard's neck, if I showed you what his neck looked like, it's an S. His spine is an S, bad. And he needs surgery really critically on his neck, but he can't get it if he continues to use cigarettes, nicotine. So anyways, my prayer is that in between my surgeries, Richard has gotten his, and then I'll be able to help him out with his recovery. And there is Homer Cook. Homer, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate this. And so that's that's coming 2 weeks from now. So in 2 weeks from now on a Monday, I think it's a Monday. I will not be here, but we'll do a bunch of stuff between now and then. And I may or may not have something this Thursday. Thursdays will be a pop-up, so to speak, usually at the same time or maybe one, because I know they do a raid parade a lot of times during the week. Not on Mondays, but on other days of the week. And I don't want to interfere with the raid parade. And I don't want to compete with the raid parade because you guys got some great people out there doing that. And so if there is a raid parade, I'll do it at 1 o'clock my time. So anyways, I think that is it for now. And I appreciate you guys. And again, consider being a channel member, and we're going to do some fun stuff. And our first, oh, by the way, Kaylee, I'm sorry, take one more moment for channel members. If you're a channel member and you are a partner, we're going to do our first, I would like to do our first channel membership meeting. And channel members that are partners are going to work with us to do some things with our channel and help us build our channel to be, get all of, I believe that a group works better than one, okay? Because I do not have all the ideas. I do not have the answers. Obviously, I know how to put my dang emojis up. I need some people with some technical skills. So we're going to, that is what if they're going to help us kind of develop the channel. We're going to give people a piece of that pie. And I'm suspecting mostly it will be non-content creators because I don't know. I think that I don't want, people that have to work on their own channels. Anyway, so we would love to have some more of you come along and help, but I believe that our first one is going to be this next weekend, Kaylee. I'll choose a time when where it looks like there's nobody doing their thing, but it'll probably be on a Saturday or a Sunday at 1 o'clock. Whatever time Nursing Our Travel Bug is not on, we'll do ours. So I'll contact them, but I just want you to know, I'm fairly certain I'm going to schedule it for Sunday of this week. All right.
Okay.
So,
I just want to say I'm really hoping that the surgeons fix you and Richard up, and you don't have to do this anymore. It's the idea. I have a stenosing spine, and I haven't had surgery. I am absolutely beyond terrified of any kind of surgery for so many reasons. And I just want to say, when you mentioned the doctors are telling him he has to stop smoking or he can't heal.
Yep.
I'm no doctor. I've never been in the medical field, but I will never forget. Now, it's been years since my fiance died. I probably shouldn't be calling him my fiance anymore. He smoked, and they kept telling him, at first it started out with dental work that wouldn't heal, and they kept telling him to stop smoking, and it wouldn't heal. Turned out the real reason it wouldn't heal was because he had cancer. And then the cancer surgeons were telling him the same thing, that it was imperative that he stop smoking, especially before the surgery. Mm-hmm. And he didn't, and he suffered for it. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, because you don't want to be trying to heal from surgery and cold turkeying an addiction.
No.
Plus the fact you have to heal from surgery, and he never did. So yeah, stop smoking, people. Everybody who's smoking, put them down, back away.
Here they actually do. Was it a urine test or blood test, Richard? Blood? Urine test. They do a urine test. If you have a history of smoking, they do a urine test to make sure that you have not relapsed back into it. So they make sure. And Alberta says he is your fiance. That's what I was going to say too. But he was your fiance. Absolutely.
Yeah, he passed away. It's been a long time now. He passed away in 2006. And please don't feel sorry for me. Life begins, life ends. It was grief is, I always say that grief is the price we pay for love. Mm-hmm. So hurting this bad, that's how we know we loved mightily and we were loved the same way.
Yep.
And people say, oh, you know, how can you live alone for so long and all that? No worries. I have Luna. And I don't think I would ever do another love relationship. You know, I'll just have to, what I really want is a homestead and a van built so that I can, you know, not a big homestead, just so I have a great big vegetable garden and I can garden in the season, and then a van build so I can traipse around the country and visit friends and meet all of you guys. And that would be cool. That's a full enough life for me.
Yes, I agree. I've always said if something happened and Richard was gone off this earth, I mean, we've been married 37 years, right, Richard? We've been married 37 years. I don't really remember life without him, just a very slim piece of it. I would not want to start over. I mean, okay, 37 this coming November. So we're 36 right now. I wouldn't want to start this process over again. I couldn't even imagine that. It's just not in my, and I'm like the last person I think my family would have thought would stay married, really, because, you know, I things don't keep my attention, but Richard has kept my attention, and I love him, and I'm grateful to God for loaning him to me for whatever time we have together. And my father, I'll just say this: when my mom passed about 32 years ago. Brent is 31, and he was 9 months old when she died, and we knew she was going to die. By the way, smoking was the issue, and so. My dad was in his 60s, and he never dated. He said, I was married once, and that's all I needed. And for the first year, he went out to her cemetery, her grave, almost every day of the week. And you know, it just, love is love. I don't know what to say. We just have to do the best we can. And I think your plan is great, Kele. It's the same thing I want to do. And I want to get through these damn surgeries so that we can live. And in the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. And, you know, stay safe, stay healthy, and love each other, because that's where it all begins and ends, I believe. All right. So hopefully we'll be able to see you on Thursday. And Kele, you have a great day. And thank you so much, so much from the bottom of my heart for having the guts and the courage to come up here. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucretia, very much. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Talk to you later.
Hope I can help in the future. See you all then.
Absolutely. Love you. Bye-bye. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we will see you possibly Thursday, and we will see you on Monday for sure. Hope you can make it.